Once upon a time in a kingdom far, far away, there lived a king and a queen who had no children of their own. They adopted an orphaned baby whom they loved very much. They named him Prince Liam. As Liam grew older, he became the talk of the town because of his exceptional intelligence. He could recite the entire encyclopedia just by reading it once. Once the king and the queen were so pleased with him that they announced a kingdom-wide contest. They said, "Whoever teaches the prince anything that he doesn't already know will get a huge reward." On the day of the contest, many scholars from around the world came to the palace to try their luck. They taught the prince astronomy, geography, history, mathematics, and everything they knew. But Liam was already well versed in all these subjects. He had read about them all in his favorite book, the Book of Secrets. Disappointed but determined, the king and the queen went to the market to buy a new book for the prince. Little did they know that this simple task would change their lives forever. As they entered the shop, a small voice said, "Welcome, your majesty." Startled, the king and the queen turned around to see a little girl with pigtails and rosy cheeks. Asked the queen. "I'm the owner's daughter," she replied, "and I've been expecting you." The king and the queen were confused, but they followed her to the back of the store where a man sat reading a book. "Father, the king and the queen are here," said the girl. The man looked up and smiled. I've been expecting you, your majesty." He gestured for them to sit down, and then he spoke. "I have something very important to tell you. The king and the queen were all ears. I believe my daughter is the reincarnation of the legendary Queen Elora," he said. "She was known throughout the kingdom for her wisdom and magical abilities. When she passed away, it was believed that she would be reborn one day." The king and the queen were shocked. Could this ordinary little girl be the reincarnation of a legendary queen? They didn't know what to say. "Seeing their confusion," the man explained, "when my daughter was born, I noticed that she had the birthmark of Queen Elora, and ever since she was a baby, she has displayed extraordinary abilities. I knew that she wasn't just any ordinary girl." The king and the queen looked at each other. Could this be the answer to their prayers? They had heard stories of Queen Elora's wisdom and kindness. If their son Liam could inherit even a fraction of her abilities, they would consider it a blessing. But how could they possibly convince people who had never seen magic before that this young girl was the reincarnation of a legendary queen? Would they believe if the girl simply told them she was a reincarnation? Probably not. They would need proof. Suddenly, the girl spoke up. "I can show you a magic trick," she said. The king and the queen were intrigued. What kind of magic trick could this little girl perform? Please stay tuned for the next part of this magical adventure. Don't miss out on discovering what extraordinary abilities the young girl possesses and how she wows the king and the queen with her magic. See you next time!